If someone would have come up to me last year and told me that a show about a guy wearing a bird hat who min-maxes crit hits and is a bit of a dexterity nerd would have become one of my favorite shows of the last couple of years, I would have probably laughed. But let me roll that back a little bit. I would say that Shangri-La Frontier is a really good show. And when I say it's one of my favorite shows of the last couple of years, I mean it in the same way that the Big Mac is one of my favorite sandwiches. I know it's not good for me. I know it's not the best thing, but it's pretty damn good, at least in moderation. Now, what exactly is Shangri-La Frontier? Well, it is a show about our main character, Sonraku, who has an interesting / immaculate sense of taste in games. I mean, he calls himself a trash gamer for a reason. But he's not trash in the way of that he sucks at these games. He just plays really bad games, like dollar or bin store games that you find every now and again. Think of games like Operation Raccoon City, E.T., Concord, Ride to Hell Retribution. Those are all games that Sonraku has probably played. But then he decides one day, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to play a good game. So he gives it a shot, and he picks up what many have considered to be a god-tier game. And in Sonraku's world, that is Shangri-La Frontier, a VR MMORPG. A game so popular that it's taken over the world. In our world, it'd pretty much be like World of Warcraft during the 2000s. In anime terms, it's probably like SAO, but better. And although Sonraku has his reservations at first, he becomes hooked. He sees why people see Shangri-La Frontier as one of the best, if not the best video game that you can currently play. And that's honestly where I got hooked as well. I wanted to play this game with him. And that's just the tip of the iceberg as to why I think that this is a really good show. Personally, I also really relate to Sonraku in the sense that I played a lot of really bad games growing up. Games like Rogue Warrior, Sonic 06, Superman on the 64, and my personal worst game that I've played in my whole life so far was Devil May Cry 2. But unlike Sonraku, I didn't finish those games, for one, and for two, they didn't make me into an OP gamer. But I totally understand where he's coming from in the sense that it's because he played all those terrible games that makes him appreciate that one really good game so much more. And I love that we get to see that at the start of the series. It's another one of those reasons why I was hooked from the start. But that feeling of awe and wonder does not stop there. And that's where I think the show succeeds in keeping my attention. Because now that it had both me and Sonraku hooked, Shangri-La opens its entire world up, and it's really unique in a lot of ways. There's a lot of questions that need answers, and Sonraku takes it upon himself to go find those answers, at least the ones that he wants. When he gets sidetracked into doing what other people want, sure, he kind of throws a tiff, but he still does it. Because at the end of the day, not only is he finding out more things about the world that he's really engaged with, but he's also getting cooler gear along the way. And just seeing that steady progression of Sonraku's actual in-game character is really nice because it reminds me of some of the games that I've played. The good ones, I should say. Now, I was personally never really that into MMORPGs. You get a cool sword, it's a different color than your current sword, and it has higher stats. Big whoop. But where I relate to in this is in the case of like when I played The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Sure, is that sword that I got a different color and has higher stats than the one I currently have? Yes. But a lot of the times the gear that I got in The Witcher 3 felt like it told a story. And it was the same thing when I played a lot of From Software games. No piece of gear truly felt like it was just meaningless. Okay, I shouldn't say that because there's plenty of meaningless items like the ladle in Dark Souls 2, but you get my point. The gear gets that kind of same treatment in Shangri-La Frontier, and I really like that. Without giving too much away, I personally think that the gear that Sonraku has gotten has, one, served a purpose, but it's also been earned. And there's a story behind how he earned that piece of gear, which is really nice. Now, has Sanraku found a piece of legendary armor just by chance sometimes? Yeah, but that's what an RPG is all about. At least a good one, I would say. A good RPG will reward its player for exploring. And I'm really glad that this show shares that same philosophy. Now again, I would say that this is all really surface level stuff as to why I really enjoy the show. But there's plenty of other good qualities in Shangri-La Frontier. It's also got some great animation, some really cool fight scenes, and some lore and world building that is done extraordinarily well. Now at the point where we're at, there's still plenty of questions with the world building, but as an audience member, I want that. I want to keep going on this journey to get more answers. But if we never get them, so be it. Because at the end of the day, I got to experience a really cool journey. Much like Sanraku when he was entering Shangri-La, I had some really low expectations. I mean, the only reason why I checked this show out was because I had seen a clip of one of the fight scenes that comes later on. But that was on me, because I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, that I have been impressed. It's not a show that's gonna be for everyone, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, this is one of those really solid 8 out of 10 shows that I'm going to recommend to my friends. And it's a show that I'm going to recommend that you guys check out as well. If it's not your cup of tea, I get it. But thank you if you've made it this far into the video, hearing me ramble about it. It's a show that I think has gone underappreciated over the last year or so. I think it came out in 2023, but I don't remember for sure. Season 2 is still ongoing, I believe, so it's perfect time to catch up. Otherwise, I mean, what's your guys' favorite game-related anime? It's okay if it's Sword Art Online. I don't judge. Or better yet, what's your guys' favorite RPG? It doesn't have to be an MMORPG. It can be a JRPG, a Western RPG. What you guys got? Let me know in the comments below. For me personally, it's probably The Witcher 3, but I'd have to think about it again. I also have a really long list of JRPGs that, one, I haven't played that I know I'm really going to like, and two, a really long list of JRPGs that are in contention for that top spot. So again, I'm no one to talk. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like or share the video if you like what you saw. And if you guys want to keep seeing videos that are similar to this, or just want to hear me keep yapping, please feel free to subscribe. Once again, thank you guys for the support. This has been Soggy Taco, and I will see you guys in the very near future. Hasta luego.